Our June Fine Art auction features some significant pieces of sculpture by some of Australia's top practitioners. In the 1960s, the prevailing modern art manifesto from the Antipodeans somewhat aggravated Clement Meadmore, and so he decided to depart for New York, a place that would become more of his home than Australia. In New York, Meadmore felt that he could express himself far more freely, and in addition, he was greatly inspired by a lot of the American modernists. In America, his style became far more minimalist and conceptual. We see his sculptures focus more on these clean, fluid lines, rotations, and waves. This particular piece, Meditation from 1974, is a maquette for a larger piece. It displays Meadmore's signature style of fluid lines, beautifully interrupted by this smooth curve rotating around to the other side. Furthermore, Meadmore was a great lover of jazz music, and we see that sort of spontaneous change of direction and line in many of his sculptures. By the 1990s, Inge King was one of Australia's most celebrated sculptors, but this same decade also saw a return to figuration in her work. This return to her earlier work was brought about when she secured a very significant corporate commission. She used a lot of flat planes, originally cast in fiberboard and then produced into bronze. Inge King followed this method into the next decade, where she began producing gods, angels, and celestial beings. In Inge's Venus, we see the goddess of love and beauty standing at just over 1 metre in height. Typically, representations of Venus centre on fertility and femininity, depicting her wearing a crown and in nude form. In Inge's sculpture here beside me, we see Venus standing strong and tall, her womanly shape possibly noted through her circular breasts before her crown-shaped head. This is a very strong, imposing, alluring and powerful piece, much like Venus herself. Robert Klippel exhibited in the pivotal Direction 1 exhibition that occurred in the 1950s. Soon after this, Klippel began to take on a new focus within his sculpture, learning new skills in arc welding, silver soldering and panel beating. Metals allowed Klippel to mature and grow his sculptures, often literally, in ways that using wood could not. In this piece, we see Klippel's skills with metal exemplified, with a focus on assemblage, rather than the more minimalist approach that we see with Clement Meadmore. These 3 sculptures form a very special part of our June Fine Art auction, and I invite you to see the full catalogue on our website.